Hello, this is Anviti. Welcome to the news with NDTV. It's Tuesday, August 12th, and coming up in today's episode, impeachment notice against Justice Yashwant Varma accepted as Lok Sabha Speaker announces probe panel. Supreme Court rules in favor of releasing convicts who have served 20 years in reference to Nitish Katara murder case. Opposition leaders question the need for re-election amid voter fraud allegations, and Pakistan's Billawal Bhutto issues threats against India. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla announced a three-member panel to probe allegations of corruption against Justice Yashwant Varma today. The committee includes Justice Arvind Kumar of the Supreme Court, Justice M. Srivastava of the Madras High Court, and Senior Advocate of Karnataka High Court B.V. Acharya. Mr. Birla also accepted an impeachment motion against Justice Varma, signed by 146 members of parliament, both from opposition and ruling side. Quote, "The process of removal of Justice Yashwant Varma should begin. The parliament is united against corruption. We have accepted the impeachment motion. People have faith in the judiciary," unquote, Mr. Birla said. Justice Varma could be the first High Court judge in independent India to be removed from office. He is currently being investigated by Parliament under Articles 124, 217, and 218 of the Constitution over the cash at home row. The three-member committee, which has the power to call for evidence and examine witnesses, will submit its report to the Lok Sabha Speaker, who will place it before the House. If the judge is found guilty, a motion will be put to a vote to impeach Justice Varma, followed by a similar procedure in the Rajya Sabha. The motion will then be sent to President for approval. This comes weeks after MPs, both from opposition and government ranks, had submitted a notice to the Lok Sabha Speaker calling for an investigation into the Justice Varma cash at home row. A huge controversy broke out on March 15th after firefighters called to Justice Varma's bungalow in Delhi discovered piles of money that had been burnt by a fire. This raised questions about corruption in the highest levels of the judicial system in the country. While Justice Varma denied any link to the cash and called the allegations against him preposterous, the top court set up an in house panel that recommended his impeachment. The panel's report was forwarded to President Draupadi Murmu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi by the then Chief Justice of India, Sanjeev Khanna, with the same recommendation. Following this, Justice Varma wrote a petition challenging the top court's panel recommendation to remove him. He, however, had kept his identity secret in the petition, as was then referred to XXX in court documents. In his writ petition, Justice Varma had offered the two-judge bench of Justice Dipankar Datta and A.G. Masi 5 reasons why he could not be sacked, including questions over the jurisdiction and authority of the in-house committee to investigate a sitting judge. However, the Supreme Court on July 30th knocked back his challenge, ruling that the judge's petition was not worth entertaining and reproached him for his not confidence-inspiring conduct. Sukhdev Pahalwan, convicted in the 2002 Nitish Katara murder case, must be released from prison because he has finished his 20-year sentence, the Supreme Court said Tuesday morning. The top court said a convict given a fixed-term life sentence such as Pahalwan must be released after completion of the prescribed period. The court also said there is no need for a remission order, as is required in case of convicts sentenced to spend their full lives in prison. The court also expressed concern over others who might be still in jail despite having completed their sentence, and directed that all those who have served their term be released immediately. Quote, "If this attitude continues, every convict will die in jail," unquote, a bench of Justice B.V. Nagaratna and Justice K.V. Vishwanathan said as they questioned the decision to keep Pahalwan in jail. The court, in fact, had ordered the release of Sukhdev Pahalwan, whose real name is Sukhdev Yadav, on July 29th. But the Sentence Review Board cited his conduct and blocked that release. Pahalwan, who finished his 20-year term in March, then filed a petition in the Supreme Court which gave him 3 months furlough, that is a temporary release, till the matter was decided. In its ruling, the court pulled up the Sentence Review Board for ignoring its order. What kind of behavior is this? The Supreme Court fumed. Earlier, Additional Solicitor General Archana Pathak Dave, appearing for Delhi government, argued Pahalwan could not be automatically released after 20 years. A life term means spending the rest of his natural life in jail, she had reasoned. But senior advocate Siddharth Mridul, appearing for Pahalwan, pointed out the prison term, as per the sentencing order, finished March 9th and there could be no justification for not releasing him. Trinamool leader Abhishek Banerjee has claimed that current Lok Sabha must be dissolved and fresh polls must be held because the legitimacy of the voter list used in the last general election is under question, adding that he is ready to resign as an MP if needed. Quote, the BJP came to power using this voter list. The Prime Minister, Home Minister, and Defence Minister were elected based on this voter list. Let there be fresh elections. I will also resign if needed. All Trinamool MPs and other opposition representatives will step down. Dissolve the Lok Sabha and conduct fresh elections, said Mr. Banerjee. Trinamool Chief Mamata Banerjee's nephew and the party's National General Secretary and Diamond Harbour MP. Mr. Banerjee had one of the largest margin wins in the last Lok Sabha election. Targeting the poll body over special intensive revision of voter lists in Bihar and West Bengal, he said, quote, you cannot be selective. Voter lists in Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh are correct, but those in Bengal and Bihar are wrong. BJP, you know that you will lose the elections if they are held fairly in Bihar. Conduct SIR if you want, but dissolve Lok Sabha first, then carry out SIR across the country, unquote. Mr. Banerjee said the opposition has presented proof of alleged irregularities in voter lists. Quote, under one EPIC number, there are multiple voters. And this is not data provided by any political party. This is the Election Commission's data. Why should the BJP defend the Election Commission? Unquote, he asked. Days after leader of the opposition in Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi's allegations over voter list fraud in Karnataka's Mahadevpura Assembly segment, MPs from opposition parties took out a protest march to the Election Commission's office in Delhi yesterday. Delhi police blocked the march and detained the MPs in a bus. Quote, if they had honest answers, they would have engaged in a discussion yesterday. Instead, the MPs were arbitrarily detained. Women MPs were harassed and dragged to the police station. Our MP Mitali Beg became unconscious, uncaused, Mr. Banerjee said. However, this contention to the voter list is not limited to Delhi and Bengal. Kerala General Education Minister V. Shivanakutty also urged the Election Commission of India to carry out a re-election in the Thrissur Lok Sabha constituency in the wake of reports of widespread voter list manipulation. He has alleged, quote, quote, Gopi is scared to face the media and people. That means he had won the election by manipulating the voters list and spending lakhs of rupees. This scuffle comes after Rahul Gandhi made the sensational headlines during an India bloc meeting where he alleged a massive electoral fraud in the Mahadevpura constituency of Karnataka. Retorting to the voter fraud claims, Union Minister Prahalad Joshi mocked the opposition's protest and called it childish. He countered the opposition's allegations and said that the Congress was in Karnataka in power during the Lok Sabha 2024 election and the responsibility of any irregularity in the polls lies with the administration. Asked about the government's take on these allegations and protests, he told NDTV how childish it is. In 2023, they won 136 seats. At that time, they did not remember. Continuing with its threats against India, Pakistan politician Billawal Bhutto warned New Delhi over Operation Sindoor and the suspension of the decades-long Indus Water Treaty following the April 22 Pahalgam terror attack. The former Pakistan foreign minister claimed that India had caused great damage to Pakistan and urged all Pakistanis to unite against Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Quote, the actions of the Indian government under the leadership of Narendra Modi have caused great damage to Pakistan. It is necessary that we as a united people stand together against PM Modi and these aggressions, unquote. Bhutto said while speaking at a function organized by the Culture Department of the government of Sindh on Monday. He went on to warn that if India continues to suspend the Indus Water Treaty, then Pakistan would have no choice but to consider war. Quote, You people, you Pakistanis, are strong enough for war to get back all 6 rivers. If India continues on this path, it leaves us with no choice except to consider all options, including the possibility of war, to protect our national interests, unquote, he said. He also added that we did not start the war, but if you think carrying out an attack like Sindhur, then know that people of every province in Pakistan are ready to fight you, and this is a war that you will definitely lose. We won't bow down. Bhutto's remarks come a day after Pakistani army chief Asim Munir warned of a nuclear war and threatened to take down half of the world if Islamabad faced an existential threat in the future with India. Quote, "We are a nuclear nation. If we think we're going down, we'll take half of the world with us," he had claimed. Munir also warned of destroying any infrastructure that India builds on the Indus water channels that could impede water flow to Pakistan. Quote, "We have no dearth of missiles. We will wait for India to build a dam, and then when it comes so, we will destroy it with 10 missiles. The Indus River is not the Indians' family property," unquote, he reportedly said. The Pakistani army chief also claimed that the suspension of the Indus Water Treaty could put 250 million people at the risk of starvation. In India's strong response to Asim Munir, the country has strongly condemned Munir's threats of a nuclear war, saying that the nuclear saber rattling is Pakistan's stock in trade. The foreign ministry, in a statement, also expressed regret that the remarks were made from the soil of a friendly third country. Quote, "The international community can draw its own conclusions on the irresponsibility inherent in such remarks, which also reinforces the well held doubts about the integrity of nuclear command and control in a state where military is hand in glove with the terrorist groups," the ministry said. It also reaffirmed New Delhi's position of not giving in to nuclear blackmail and assured that it will continue to take all necessary steps to safeguard national security. That's all for today. You were listening to the news with NDTV, your daily newspaper and TV bulletin wrapped in a compact podcast. If you want to catch up with the day's events in a hurry, do remember to subscribe to the News with NDTV on Apple, Spotify, and the NDTV News app. This is your host, Anvati, signing off.